I also get the computer a restart before starting tonight. So I'm kind of hoping that it doesn't struggle as much, because I noticed that the last couple of times the hell was that? So anyway, some kind of fucking creature outside, I assume. So the last couple of times I've gone to load in to RimWorld, the game's either been green or I've been struggling to get my mouse to move. And I don't know what that's about, because I hadn't even loaded into the game yet and it was doing it. So this time I gave my fucking computer a restart, and yeah, it's swishing around the place. It's doing fine. So it's a bit better. Let's see. So we had an infestation here yesterday. I also sent Stone and Darkeye back to Dryden because they were being a bit of a shit. And I'm like, Darkeye had nothing to do here, so I sent him back. I also realized that I didn't exactly set this up. I also installed some bionics into some people, which was good. That was here. Actually, Kangaroo's about to have her surgery, her second eye. Ocelot's got an inspired surgery, so I figured we'll get him to do that. And yeah, I also finished the kitchen. Well, I finished enclosing the kitchen, I'll say that much. It's an improvement, you know. So I gotta go around and check a couple of devices around the place, but mostly tonight I'm gonna try to build some storage. We've also got an attack quest we've got to go to, and we should be fine. Yeah, it can be hard to follow, especially if you aren't familiar with the game. Like when you stream Diablo, it used to take me a long time to decipher what's on screen, actively looking, just because don't actually play it. Yeah, I get that, but I also get that with, like, I don't know, the specifics of when you guys get into nitty-gritties of, like, mods and some other games and stuff like that. Like, I just don't get it because I haven't experienced it, kind of thing, you know? Benefit now, since I've watched it a lot, but it's still not the same as if I'd played it. It still won't be the same, I don't think, as if you'd played it anyway. Because, like, if I watch somebody playing Diablo, right, most of the people that play Diablo and stream it aren't playing Diablo the way I'm playing Diablo. They're usually like a mile a minute and like kind of prioritize only the best stuff that they've ever seen on like certain lists. So if like they don't see a name that's familiar, they just don't pick up anything, they don't use it. It's a completely different play style. It's literally like watching two completely different games. If you watch like, say, a seasonal ladder player versus myself play Diablo, you know, it's the same game, it's just completely different. Same with RimWorld. Start adding in DLC, start adding in mods, completely different game, essentially. So, yeah. I found that struggle with RimWorld when I started watching other streamers play it, because almost nobody played it with Core, and the people that had Core, like, nothing against them, but the ones that I found weren't playing very well or hadn't been playing very long. So I didn't personally find much interest in that. I love how Ocelot's like, yep, I've just installed an eye, I'm just going to go CloudWatch now. Yeah, it just didn't interest me, like the way they were playing it and stuff, and I get that. I can get that also with like people that have too many mods and I don't follow what the fuck's going on or who's what and what it does and stuff, and I'm like, man, I got no clue what you're doing. Also, I have one question about this. You guys are welcome to chime in on this. Storage fucking shelves. Individual small shelves. I was wondering if I was having an issue getting them to store something on it because I've got multiple items. And my assumption is I think they can only store one, but it looks like they can hold up to 2 different items. Can they hold up to 2 different items? Or are they kind of going to default to like one type? Because like all the other benches, they look like they can hold like 2 for these kind of slots. I just want to know about that. Small shelves can have 3 different items. Oh, that's pretty cool. Alright. Yeah, no, I haven't used the little ones before, and it's been a really like short amount of time that I've been using these like 2 shelves. We've only been using them since we arrived here. And since everybody wouldn't stop having a fucking stroke about it, because I just left everything on the ground, because I was happy with that. I'm like, I don't need shelves. Fuck shelves. We got plenty of storage. And then everybody just kept on like foaming at the mouth when they come into stream, and they'd be like basically hyperventilating in the corner, and it'd be like, okay, Jesus, I'll put a shelf in, you know. So yeah, I've put like the shelves around, but I still don't fully fundamentally like know the, I don't know, the ins and outs of the amounts and shit yet. I'm trying to think. We got another spot. That one's jade. I'm looking for, I thought we picked up another steel. That's gold. Steel. I guess we could get gold. We could go get gold. It's also up to 3 per tile. Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that they do, because I've only seen them. Oh no, that one's doing 3. Those ones are doing 3. Sorry, I just haven't noticed this. Because, like, as you guys know, we've had, like, massive food crisis starvation events here. I haven't really seen these packed up to 3 until now, which is great. I love that they're finally, like, storing shit. But, like, yeah, mostly we've had, like, 1 to 2 items per stack kind of thing. So it's not really been showing as well as it could. Either that, or I've just assumed that it's like a 5 where the center kind of like holds it, like that one. This one over here. Because I have seen this, but I haven't seen like 6 on it like we've got over on this one over here. That one shows it a bit better. But yeah, I wanted to put, whoop, hold on, I'm going out into world. I don't know if they're going to make it to that fight today. Yeah, I want to be able to put like fancy meals on these, and I also want to, once these ones are built, I'll put meat, like raw meat on these. So then I can have just like the vegetarian stuff. Like, I don't know if that means I'm going to have to allow like the cats into a certain area, or if they're just going to have to hunt. We'll sort this shit out as I go. I'll figure it out. I also really want to hunt these guys because they're kind of multiplying, but I know they're going to attack us, you know. The double shelves are 3 per tile, so 6 stacks. Using the small shelves to store raw food right near the stove, so cooks can just drop a meal on the floor, and the cook more immediately, while haulers will bring meals to freezer, more ingredients to shelves. So the thing is, like, this area, this will be one of the first ones where they're all kind of cold. I gotta balance this out a bit because I've got vents. I haven't used vents before. I may turn those into solid walls if it gets too cold at some point. Because what I kind of want here, I kind of fucked it up with the design when I started building it. I can probably change it, but I don't know if I will. And I know it's really hard to see with all the floor tiles and crap. But my intention was to have 2 external storages where we'd have raw food and corpses brought in. And then I wanted to have, I think, 2 butchering rooms on either end, which would do enough butchering. And then I wanted to have, in here was going to be in the kitchen cooking area, because there's no vents coming into here, so it should be warmer. And then I was going to have like special food meals and like meat and stuff stored up on these. And then the idea was that whichever end was closest to, you know, like the cooked meals or whatever, I was going to put a dining room or whatever. But I know when I started building this, I kind of forgot the plot. And I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to put the dining tables in here, because at least it'll give them somewhere to go and eat temporarily. And I need that many anyway, so I'll just move them later. It'll be fine. But yeah, I'm trying on this tile, I'm trying to give them a little bit more efficiency than massive sprawling base. I do like sprawling bases though. Like, it's not that it's inefficient. It is inefficient, but like once they're out of their bedrooms and they go off and they do stuff, they've got like so many other things they can do in between kind of thing. So it's not, for the scale of my base, not as efficient as it looks, you know. Whereas over here, I kind of want to have more small rooms kind of thing, especially since they brought in this thing where they get pissy about like a type of room kind of thing, where I've got it here. they got shitty about this being all in one space, and they're like, no, you need to put like a certain type of bench in a room as that only type of bench. I'm like, but I want this so much more than individual rooms, but I'll give it a fucking crack, and that'll allow me to have like little storage nooks like this kind of thing. I think I've got one on here, yeah, where I can kind of like store materials kind of near the benches. And who knows, if we end up with like a really good, like, oh, there's a few here. If we end up with like a really good production base there, we may end up moving a lot sooner. That's kind of the hope. Guys decided to take on the gunner pack. Okay. Anybody? I don't really want anybody, but if we've got somebody that's an exceptional gunner, although you're a 14 on social, I could do with gunners. Yeah, none of them. I'd take Lee for social, but like, I only need to call in like so many caravans ever. I think we'd be right with this. Let me just save it. I also realized I haven't saved since we started, but that's okay. This isn't the group that we're supposed to be attacking, but I'll take a quick little battle. Move everybody over. I'm pretty sure all of you guys have got guns. Pretty certain. This shouldn't be a hard battle. Although I can get like free additional medicine. We could get free additional berries. I don't want to go too hard with the extra stuff. I don't even know if anybody here can do plant cutting. McJolly, come stand in the group. And you guys go stand over there. I just kind of want to move you guys around so you just don't shoot each other. I know what they're like. Sorry. Like, they're not gonna survive this. It's an absolute, like, murder thing. Speedy's down. Speedy's the only one that's, like, a super loyal, ironically. We'll get your stuff off you, and then I'll let my guys do what they're doing for a few minutes. I don't want to sit here too long because, I have an attack quest to get to. I also can win an extra person if I go to that attack quest. You guys save that. I'll go quickly check on them and see if they've got like much in the way of like plant cutting. Because if they don't, we're not going to stay here. I just want to see if we can get like some extra medicine. Hold on. What have you guys got? Plant. A couple people got plant cutting. It's really only like 3. There's a few people that can do it, but aren't really going to do it. So, I mean, they go do the things and or like potentially milk the animals and all that sort of stuff. We'll have like extra resources for this trip, so it won't be too bad. I will leave them be for a bit. Plus, they've stripped what's-his-face, so we can at least take some okay stuff. I don't think that they were carrying too much. Scans underground steel. Okay, well, that's great. I do need more steel, even though we're still rocking, like, what, 39,000? I guess this one's off. I also need to check. Oh, that is a big patch of steel. Yeah, shove that there for a second. Did you guys end up... You did end up building it. I don't want you guys looking for gold. I kind of want them to look for components, actually. Although I will need silver, but I do need a shit ton of components. If they could still look for that. I took away all these beforehand, but I want this group to go look for stuff because that will allow me to send a huge plant cutting team. So that would be really good because then we can get wood for here, which means then we can run the fucking biofuel making things, get some chem fuel, send more pods. So good overall. I kind of want all of these to go back to being refuelable. And we apparently have a visitor. I know that it would refuel whatever we have here, and that's fine, but they can refuel them all. Like, I'll only load up whichever one is like fullest anyway. So who's visiting us? Wasp. Yeah, right. Oh, you got some shit to trade. I wonder if that guinea pig's with you. I don't really want it, but Johnson, mate. Yeah, I know you're going off to rest. Can you trade with him first? I gotta remember he's our trader dude. Yeah. Alright. So I'll give like the other group like overnight, more or less. And this lot, I turned off their ability to plant plants with the view that I was hoping that they might focus on hauling some of them. And what I want to do, I know I've got a lot of people here. They shouldn't go too far. If it's at nighttime, they won't go too far. I do want to put that one back there, but I want them to get like hitched up on one of these other ones. I want them to get access to food, like just briefly, because they're like genuinely eating a circle around themselves. These guys got the same freaking problem. You got pemmican, you got herbal medicine, and you got a knife, short bow. I don't need that. I have like a lot of clothes I can sell them. It's already way too much. I was trying to get silver. I could sell him a statue, but even that. Hit him up with a statue, because I'm not taking that with me. Yeah. If you would take something else, like it's like 20 bucks. I'm just trying to find something else I can sell him. That one's like 33%. It's not a lot of money. Normal 28%. It's ticking up. Anything else up this way is probably going to be too high a quality. Okay. That's about as close as we can get, even selling a statue. That's okay. Leave them with that. So I'm trying to get them to build this because this will give us a storage area beyond this, and I'm gonna have to probably put some benches out in here. I also put like miscellaneous new benches in here, and I was really hoping that they would just automatically connect with the other ones, but they're not going to. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna... There we go. Can you guys link all that? I don't want food in here. Yeah. Okay. I also have a shit ton of gold here, so this is a small problem. Apparently I don't have enough bookshelves either. I like how it went from being too cold where I am to being like, it's now ambiently nice and warm, and now I just feel cozy and sleepy, and I'm like, damn it. I had a good sleep too. I had the kind of sleep where I actually like just woke up on my own and was like, okay. Yeah, I know. I'm like, I really just kind of want to like ball up on top of my keyboard kind of thing. And I'm like, I can't do that. But like, I feel like my microphone's both too close and too far away. I think I'm going to move it up a little bit. There we go. I just feel like I kind of want to like tilt forwards a little bit, but I'm trying to get like the distance of my microphone right, because it feels like it's like really close to my forehead, which is kind of a little uncomfortable. But this isn't the first time I've done this where I'm like, I've become comfortable while I'm streaming and I'm like, I just want to like snooze kind of thing. This hasn't happened for a bit. Alright, so they've all got themselves some food. My people are now coming to grab them all. This is probably a better time to do it anyway, is like at night. Most of them are going to sleep. The ones that are sleeping, they should leave alone. I still got to bring this mess in. I want to pull a Viking and curl up in the ball. Yeah, basically, I just kind of want to like... I sort of want to put my arms together, sort of against like my stomach, and just kind of like roll like my upper body on top of that, so that like my head's really close to the keyboard, and I want to like sleep like that. But like, I shouldn't. It's not good for my spine or anything, but like, I also just kind of feel like you wouldn't hear me talking if I did that anyway. Yeah, you definitely probably wouldn't. Animal starvation. These guys, so I'm thinking about these outdoor pens. I actually want to remove them. I want to get rid of these because I kind of don't want to plant out all of outside as much. I don't think this will like replant itself with grass enough, but I kind of want to see because I don't want to replant this. I want them to focus more inside and stuff. It's been a while since I felt like that, but I don't know exactly what I mean. Yeah, I had to grab another drink. No worries, I'll be here. So I wanted to get rid of the external grow areas here almost entirely, but I also understand that like I still got to plant some to keep up with like the amount of animals, or they'll all starve unless like I decide to like let them out for a bit, which I could do. I could just like leave a set of doors out and they'd take them outside kind of thing. Like as soon as dawn comes, if I left either these two open or those two open, those two would probably be the more efficient one because they'd run through and they'd eat all of that instead of my potentially like my medical plants and crap. But yeah, I don't really super want to let them out because then my people have to go like wrangle them up, but it would let them eat something else for a bit. These little fences have worked. These have stopped letting them in. I'm kind of like a little proud of myself for that because like they were being such a shit. Whenever the animals were reaching a point of starvation, they were just letting themselves in. It was like something that's changed with 1.6. It's like, oh, they're just allowed in now. And even if like I X the door and then like unext it and stuff, that should cancel them running in there, but they just run in there anyway. And I'm like, okay, I guess they're just entitled to that space if they're starving. But yeah, putting the pen there, like yes, some of them are probably starving or hungry. I'm trying to grow enough food, but my people are trying to grow food between two places at the moment. And they're not very successfully like running the caravans because I need a lot of animals to go over, which is kind of why this group has so many. I don't know. I'll give them till the morning because some of them are sleeping. Some of them are just wandering. But yeah, this group is bringing like a number of animals. Not as many as I need, but hopefully enough to combine with the group that arrived here to do like some really big caravans home, because I want to take all the wood from here back and I want to solidify like food production and crap here, which is why we've now got like the cold room. You're not supposed to be sleeping in here, mate. I don't exactly have like places for them to sleep yet. You're cooking survival meals. Jet's cooking meals. Chimpanzee is just doing like taking some stuff into his inventory. If I could just get him to clean that. If I could get him to clean it here, it'd be great too. I'm also trying to get like a bit of mismatch of like the sterile tiles and stuff down as well. They also shouldn't be cooking this much, but I guess some of it's dipping under 100, and somebody's got ambrosia again, and I don't see it in here, which means it must be over in here. I don't think that's it. That's gold. There it is. Okay, so they must have harvested wherever it was. Was it here? Because I kind of thought it was down lower. Maybe it was up there. I kind of feel like it was only just like here somewhere. And they must have harvested it all. If that's the case, I'm gonna load up. I could load up as a gift and send it. I did bring all this like clothing and crap. Hold on, let's quickly have a look. I brought over like there's heaps of food, there's heaps of meat. I could send the meat to get made at the other location. Although we are actually starting to make stuff now. I do have a shit ton of chem fuel here, which I'm not really supposed to have. Ironically, we could do with that at the other location. Because I've got the boomer loops here, I'm getting a lot of that. And then I've got ambrosia, which I don't want. But I also don't want to send just one ambrosia pack to like an ally or something. I could send ambrosia and wood, but like I'm really gonna load up much. It would get it the fuck out of here though. It would honestly just make it like my other colony's problem unless I send it to an ally. But I can sell it though. I can sell it for good money. I just gotta keep people the fuck away from it. I don't think they're going to stay away from it. I'm going to try the little X and see how we go, because the X doesn't work. I'll also just install this so they can play with that. Yeah, the X seems to work on the doors. I don't know if it works on stuff yet. Now, if it does work on stuff, that will be amazing, because that will make it so much fucking easier to keep them away from the goddamn drugs in my colony. Because I haven't been able to do that since, like, the first settlement, because it hasn't worked since the first settlement. But yeah, that'd be great. I also wouldn't mind a couple more of these functioning as well. I was thinking about maybe putting them over here, more or less. I guess over here wouldn't be a bad spot, because this is kind of like, I can't grow on it. Maybe like there. I kind of don't want to box them into like a corner or anything like that. I also don't want to, they kind of have to walk around it. It's not the worst setup. It's like 3 immediately. I don't love that, but that and that. There we go. Okay. You can have a few of these around the place, and they can get those up and running. That's not really where I want them to be, but it'll be fine for the moment. Like, another one down here wouldn't be too bad, or even just like a corpse pile there. I don't think I've allocated a corpse pile as yet, so this looks like a good enough kind of little area. Actually, no, I have got a corpse pile, sorry. My brain just stopped then. We have the little corpse pile here, because we don't get many attackers, thankfully, yet. I also want to oh no, I've got a second thing there. Okay. So I do want to get the, like, the biofuel. I've got like a shit ton of these friggin' stone cutters things, because like they're the primary thing we need at the moment. I'm hoping that there's a circle there. Good. I was going to say, I'm like, that didn't look like there was. I'm going to re-release you guys from here again. I know they kind of just keep putting them on it. I'm going to put another one out here. I'll put a new one in here later.